So, Deadpool 2. So much bigger than the original one doesn't necessarily mean that it's better. Now, in saying that, I did really enjoy Deadpool 2. It does do everything even more over the top, and it's on a much bigger scale than the original, but I still really enjoyed myself. It has all the over-the-top humour, all the fourth wall breaking, and all the lowbrow humour that you would expect from a Deadpool sequel. I did talk about in my original Deadpool review that some of the humour didn't quite work for me in the original one. It's a bit more so in the sequel, for me. I found that I wasn't laughing that hard until the second half of the movie. The first half, I don't want to say slow, but a lot of the humour didn't really work for me during that first half. Second half, I found even more entertaining. It was better. And also on my previous review, I'm going to go keep comparing this to my first review. I wanted to see more of certain other characters like Colossus and Negasonic Teenage Warhead. But felt like we got a lot less. Negasonic, I know we got less of. She's barely in it. Colossus, I want to say about the same, maybe a bit less than what he was in the original. And also the CGI for him is pretty bad. Like, Deadpool movies, they don't generally have the best CGI, but Colossus I felt looked particularly bad in this one. I'm not sure, because in the original, a lot of what we saw of him was like outside, it was cloudy, and I think that might have helped the CGI a bit more. But in this one, he's outside and it's like all sunny, and he's inside in the X-Men mansion, and he just doesn't look that great. Also, we get less of other characters such as TJ Miller, which is not a bad thing. And there are so many references to, well, movies in general, but especially the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the DC Universe, the X-Men Universe. There's just so many references, and I loved every second of it. I want to talk about Domino for a second. I thought she was a really cool character. I wasn't expecting her to be. They had the gag that her superpower is being very lucky, and when Deadpool says that's not a real superpower, and I agree.
Domino, I'm lucky.
Luck isn't a superpower.
And certainly not very cinematic.
Yes, it is.
Let's meet in the middle and say no, it isn't.
Seeing it portrayed in the film is really good, and it works like towards her namesake Domino. Like, things happen in a sequence of events that help her out in what she's trying to do, which is having, like, it has a domino effect. And I'm like, that's cool. And when we see those happening, those were really cool. But we don't really get to see much of the other members of the X-Force, unfortunately. Despite this one having a bigger budget than the last movie, the CGI in it is pretty terrible. I talked about how Colossus doesn't look that great. In one scene when we see Domino's luck superpower in work, there was this car that drove into a petrol station, gas station, and blew up, but it looked so bad. Like, it looked like CGI from a movie from the 90s that was low budget. That's how bad it was. And of course, Ryan Reynolds is still amazing as Deadpool. Everybody else does their job really well. I felt everybody portrayed their characters really well. And Josh Brolin, I felt, killed it. As you may already know, he plays Thanos in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and now he's playing another character in the X-Men universe. And he did a fantastic job as Cable. So he's killing it right now. But whenever Josh Brolin was on scene as Cable, I just had my full attention. He was an absolute badass in it. Although in the first half, we don't really see much of him. And I feel the plot to this movie takes more than a bit of inspiration from the Terminator movies. So, of course, there's references to the Terminator movies because of the whole time travel thing, and Cable has gone back in time to go after this kid. I feel they've actually improved on the action. Like, I thought the action was good in the first Deadpool, but I felt this was even more fluid. It was over the top, lots of gore. Excellent. But yeah, just the action and choreography in these movies are so much better than Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU movies. And this movie doesn't really have a villain. Cable doesn't really fill that part because he's just trying to complete this objective, and he comes into conflict with Deadpool and the X-Force. So he's not a villain per se. They just have conflicting interests and fight each other on occasion. I know this review was very short. I'm just trying to keep it brief. There are some things I want to talk about, but I can't because of spoilers, because it's only been out for a week. Some people may not have seen it yet. So I'll do a spoiler video in the next couple of days, and we can get to the more juicy stuff then. So, pros of this movie are well cast. Ryan Reynolds and Josh Brolin kill it. Action and choreography is excellent. Lots of blood and gore. Always good. Less TJ Miller, always a good thing. And it is funny for the most part, even though the first half of it is a bit slow. But I had a good time anyway. Cons, really dodgy CGI. Some characters that you want to see more of get less screen time. And quite a few of the jokes didn't really work. At least in my humble opinion. If you like this video, like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought about the movie down in the comments. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.